Good evening, social media. Can I say evening at 3:30, 4 o'clock? Is that evening? 4 o'clock in the evening? Or is that the afternoon? Do I need to wait till at least 5 to say evening? I don't know. Ain't nobody never broke that down for me. So I don't know. Just like some people say dinner and some people say supper. Is there a difference between supper and dinner? I don't know. Or is it just where you're from? Kind of dictates which one of those words you would use. That's a real question. So if you got an answer to either one of those, comment below. But that there is Breakbred Kennels Jet Black Sugar Pup, affectionately known as Jet. And that's my boo right there. Come on. I remember one of the first times I was ever drunk, this church was on fire. Well, it wasn't the first time I was drunk. It was the first time I was drunk as a teenager. When I was a little kid, I had drunk some half-empty cups around a house party my parents had. But I remember I was so drunk. We was walking through this field right here, this field that's next to the church. We was walking through that big-ass field. And I got halfway through the field before I realized the church was on fire. It's flames, big ass flames, smoke everywhere. It's at night, it's probably about midnight or some shit. I was walking home from my cousin's house. It was the same, it was 93? Was that 93 when Tyson lost to Buster Douglas? It was that same night. I remember the next morning knocking on my mom's bedroom door. Her and my stepfather was in there asleep. I'm knocking on the door. He like, what? I'm like, man, Tyson lost. He like, quit playing, man. I'm like, Tyson lost. He jumped up, came, opened the door. We chopped it up. We both couldn't believe the shit. I was a huge Mike Tyson fan, man. Huge. I'm still a Mike Tyson fan. But when Tyson lost to Holyfield, that kind of changed my fandom as a fan of anything, because I was so mad. I could have gotten a fight that night, man. I was mad. I was furious. I didn't think diddly squat of Holyfield. Now that he's a retired fighter and I look back at his career, Holyfield was a beast. I didn't respect him back then. I didn't like him. I didn't respect him. But when I look back at his career, Holyfield was a monster, bro. He was a monster. I remember watching him and George Foreman. At one point in that fight, he hit Foreman with like a 11 to 14 punch combination, man. It was ridiculous. Just bip, poop, bat, poop, 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 poop. All one combo. Like he never stopped. The shit was nasty, and it was in the middle of the ring. It was nasty. You got to go back and watch that fight. Holyfield was putting hands on Big George, man. He couldn't keep up with his youth, with his speed. He was putting hands on Big George. And I love Big George Foreman's second career. His first career, he was knocking motherfuckers out and all that, but he was kind of sloppy. I just never really liked sloppy fighters. I don't know why. But Big George's second career, he was a technician. He was a technician. He had that crazy defense. He was a technician, his fat ass. He was putting heads to bed, bro. He was putting them down. Old man George was a beast. I would love to surround my yard with these. I really would. But yeah, that's it, man. Just that boxing. I'm a huge boxing fan, huge football fan. I'm a basketball fan, but I normally only watch basketball in the playoffs. So I didn't know my Timberwolves was this damn good. I had been hearing about it because I do watch, like sports TV every day, like damn, for some reason I can't think of the name of none of the shows right now. But the one on ESPN with Stephen A. I watched that joint. I used to watch Skip and Shannon. But now I don't even like Shannon no more. I mean Skip. I don't like Skip no more, man. Sometimes Shannon be saying some shit I don't like too, but sometimes they just, like, to me, Stephen A., he ain't no like Uncle Tom type motherfucker, even though we come to realize the real Uncle Tom was a stand-up dude. But he ain't like no, but he's a suit though. That's what I don't like. He's always, he's geared to agree with the establishment. He's what I call a suit, you know? So me and Stephen A. don't always agree, because he's a suit, man. He's always on the side of the powers that be in most cases. Like, dude, you be sounding like a sucker sometimes. Calling the league office, oh, that's what a reporter does. No, it's not, man. Sit your ass down and stop. You're just a reporter. You're not a NBA official. Look at my nephew. Shut the bullshit up. But sometimes he just comes off as a suit, that's all. But I actually like him, though. For a while, I had stopped liking him. I had felt like he was a sucker. But at the end of the day, I like Stephen A. I like Shannon. I don't like Skip as much as I used to. I like Max, even though I don't see Max no more. I thought Stephen A. was a sucker when he made sure he parted ways with Max. I felt like he did that because Max was tearing his ass up on the regular, and he was tearing him up on like racial issues. The man was sounding more black than Stephen A. And I think that's what did it for him. He couldn't fuck with him on everyday life issues. Max was tearing his ass up on everyday life issues. That's just my opinion, but I fuck with Max. Me and Max disagree on some of his boxing analysis. But if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the people, my homeboy was saying this too, how Pacquiao wasn't going to be able to be a beast no more after you get knocked out like that. I'm telling them the whole time, man, Pacquiao's a different beast, man. He's a different guy. That's one of the reasons I don't like having the Mayweather-Pacquiao conversation, because I think Mayweather's a better fighter. I think he won that fight like damn near every round. But I also think Manny Pacquiao is a monster, a beast, an all-time great fighter, one of the best ever.